right. Let's get it 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 right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. Let's get into this here.
They told us humanoid robots were decades away, but they lied. Some of them are already working in factories, greeting guests in malls, even flying planes. And in this video, we're going country by country, uncovering the most advanced, the most shocking, and the most disturbingly human-like robots ever built. We start in China, where things have gone way beyond anything the West expected. These aren't sci-fi prototypes, they're real machines walking, flipping, lifting, and even flying planes. Unitree's got robots doing kung fu, Xpeng made a robot with EV-level sensors that play soccer, and there's one bot that just ran a half marathon like it was nothing. Seriously. Then we head over to Japan, where robots are swinging swords, working railways, and even improvising in live theater. After that, South Korea, Norway, the UK, France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and more. Each country has its own brand of humanoid madness. And yeah, some of them are straight up terrifying. But don't blink when we hit Russia and Poland, because those two are cooking up some of the most unsettling robots you've never heard of. One uses artificial muscles that move like human tissue. Another looks and talks so real, it'll leave you second guessing if it's even a machine. And at the end, we're heading back to the West, the United States. Boston Dynamics, Tesla, Figure AI, Sanctuary. Some of the most powerful humanoids out there. We're talking full-scale deployment, autonomous reasoning, factory-ready labor, and yes, a few that are already replacing humans on the job. So yeah, get ready. This is not some shiny tech demo or a YouTube prank. These humanoids are real, they're walking among us, and they're way more advanced than most people think. Some will amaze you, some will disturb you, and a few might just freak you out completely. Stay till the end, because I promise you've never seen anything like this. Okay, we all know the G1 from Unitree. The little robot that does kung fu, dances like it's on TikTok, and casually flips backwards like it's no big deal. But behind the viral clips is something way more impressive. This machine might just be the first true consumer-grade humanoid robot. Standing about 4 feet 4 inches tall, or 1.32 meters, and weighing 77 pounds, 35 kilograms, the G1 is compact, fast, and surprisingly affordable. It launched in May 2024, and Unitree wasted no time showing off what it could do, carrying 5-kilogram crates, dropping into push-ups, even dancing side by side with its quadruped cousin, the Go 2. Inside, the G1 runs on a 1.5 kilowatt-hour quick-swap battery, powering 23 high-torque joints and twin-depth cameras that help it navigate and interact in real time. Its custom-built U-Power actuators spin up to 360 RPM, giving the robot enough agility to walk at over 4.5 miles per hour, 2 meters per second, and jump a 16-inch box without a run-up. The price? Around 9,500 USD, or roughly 65,000 yuan, for the developer kit, a tenth of what similar robots in the West cost. Unitree's founder Wang Xingsing calls it the Raspberry Pi of humanoids, hoping it sparks a global wave of DIY innovation. And it's already happening. People are teaching it to play ping pong, patrol stores, and even greet guests. If Unitree nails mass production, the G1 could be the spark that lights China's humanoid robotics revolution. And while the G1 might be stealing headlines for its size to skill ratio, its taller sibling, the Unitree H1 is playing in an entirely different league. Standing at about 5 feet 11 inches and weighing just 104 pounds, 47 kilograms, the H1 is all limbs, muscle, and insane speed. When it was revealed in August 2023, it didn't just walk onto the scene. It sprinted in and shattered the Guinness World Record for the fastest humanoid robot, clocking in at over 7.3 miles per hour, 3.3 meters per second. And just a flex, it followed that up with a standing backflip that looked almost effortless. The H1 runs on a carbon fiber frame powered by 600 Newton-meter actuators in the knees and a model predictive controller that recalculates its every step 500 times per second. In tests, engineers even shoved it with wooden beams just to show it could recover instantly. Inside the torso, you've got dual hot swappable batteries for about 4 hours of operation, and in the boosted version, a LiDAR array and NVIDIA Orin chip for real-time object detection and vision. And this isn't just a demo robot. Chinese logistics giant JD.com has already begun piloting H1 robots to load packages onto delivery bots. Rumors suggest Unitree will launch a stripped-down H1 Lite priced under $90,000, which would massively undercut anything comparable from the West. If they pull it off, don't be surprised if the next robot you see hauling boxes at the airport is jogging and wearing a Unitree badge. Now, 2025 is the year of AI agents, and Deep Agent from Abacus AI is easily one of the most powerful we've seen. They're also sponsoring today's video, which honestly makes perfect sense because this tool is genuinely next level. Deep Agent is a fully capable AI assistant that handles serious, complex tasks across research, design, productivity, and development. It can build entire websites with interactive dashboards and database support, host them for you, create deep research reports, generate sleek presentations with visuals, and connect to Gmail, Slack, Google Calendar, Jira, and more. Then actually do useful things across those platforms. But what really takes it over the top is how it combines everything. It can browse the internet like a human, make bookings, get reservations, and even control apps like Figma, Canva, and Google Tasks directly on your computer using MCP integration. It takes care of entire workflows on its own. Like a tireless assistant, you don't have to micromanage. The basic chat LLM Teams plan gives you 3 Deep Agent tasks per month for just $10. The Pro tier is $20 and gives you around 25 tasks depending on complexity. Try it out at deepagent.abacus.ai and check out chatllm.abacus.ai for more. Both links are in the description. If XPeng's electric cars got you curious, iron will make you stare. Revealed in late 2024, this 5'8" 1.75 meters powerhouse tips the scales at 154 pounds, 70 kilograms, and borrows brain power straight from XPeng's autonomous driving stack. A rooftop solid-state LiDAR gives it a 720-degree wraparound view, while twin 8-megapixel cameras identical to the ones in the company's EVs feed an onboard NVIDIA Orin. Iron's 60 torque-dense joints grant 200 degrees of freedom, enough to thread a needle with one hand and hoist a 20-pound box with the other. In the debut demo, the robot dribbled a soccer ball, loaded car floor mats onto a pallet, and fist-bumped CEO He Xiaoping, all without teleop help. XPeng says the liquid-cooled batteries are hot swappable and good for 6 hours of mixed factory duty. The price target, about $70,000, would undercut most Western rivals by half. Pilot units are already roaming XPeng's EV assembly line, scanning VIN plates and fetching torque wrenches. If scaling goes to plan, Iron may greet customers in showrooms next year and, before long, handle the late shift on China's sprawling production floors. Walker S1 is UBTE Robotics' industrial-grade humanoid robot designed to take on real factory work, not just walk around and wave. Revealed in 2024, this biped stands about 5 feet 7 inches, 167 pounds, 76 kilograms, and is built to tackle the kind of repetitive, physically taxing jobs most humans would rather avoid. Equipped with full body articulation and advanced AI perception, Walker S1 can perform tasks like visual inspection, component assembly, screw tightening, and parcel handling, all while keeping balance and adapting to shifting factory conditions. It can carry up to 33 pounds, 15 kilograms, without compromising stability. And, thanks to its reactive gate system, it maneuvers around carts, conveyor belts, and human workers smoothly. In 2024, it was deployed at major factories including BYD, Audifal, Geely, and Foxconn, where it replaced human labor in tasks like detecting refrigerant leaks, jobs that are both hazardous and time-consuming. UTech claims Walker S1 could eventually handle up to 20% of factory operations, cutting human labor by half in some workflows. What makes this robot special is its BrainNet system, a shared neural architecture that lets multiple Walker S1s learn from each other in real time. If one robot figures out a faster way to tighten a screw or detect a fault, every other unit learns it too. With plans to mass produce 500 to 1,000 units by the end of 2025, Walker S1 is shaping up to be one of the most serious humanoid workforce deployments ever attempted in Asia. You've probably seen the clip, this humanoid robot sprinting across the Gobi Desert like it's training for a marathon. That's Star One, the latest creation from Robot Era. And it's already turning heads in the robotics world, standing about 5'6" or 1.7 meters, and weighing 143 pounds, 65 kilograms. This bot is all about movement. It's not trying to play the violin or serve drinks. It was built to run, climb, and handle rugged terrain like a mechanical athlete. Star One can hit speeds up to 8 miles per hour. That's 13 kilometers per hour, which is faster than most people jog. But what makes it really special is its balance system and joint coordination. It's got high torque actuators in its legs and a dynamic gate control system that adjusts in real time. So even on sand, rocks, or slopes, it stays upright and stable. The team behind Star One says this robot is just the beginning. The plan is to develop future models for security patrols, delivery in outdoor areas, and even emergency response in places where drones or wheels can't go. With tests already running in extreme environments, Robot Era's Star One could be China's next big export in humanoid tech, built for the outdoors and always ready to move. Shanghai-based Fuyei Intelligence, best known for its rehab robotics, went fully humanoid with the GR1 in 2023. And its successor, the GR2, launched in 2024, is where things really start to click. Standing about 5 feet, 5 inches, and weighing roughly 120 pounds, 55 kilograms, the GR2 looks clean and compact. But under the shell are magnesium alloy joints that let it shoulder press up to 30 pounds per arm with surprising grace. The standout feature is something they call rehab mode. It allows the robot's arms to lock into place like parallel bars, so patients recovering from a stroke or spinal injury can lean on it while relearning to walk. There's also a mid-torso clutch system that lets therapists steer the robot manually, almost like a human Segway, guiding patients around furniture, ramps, or doorways. The early trials in hospitals across Guangzhou suggest that a single GR2 can do the work of 2 human aides during lift assist therapy. And with a projected bulk cost around $200,000, that's impressive value for a biped built to operate in clinical environments. It's not just a medical tool, it's a quiet, helpful assistant with a human presence. Unveiled in April 2024 by Shanghai-based startup AGVs, the AGVbot A2 is a full-size service humanoid designed for customer-facing roles in malls, showrooms, and public spaces. Standing 5 feet 6 inches, 1.69 meters tall, and weighing around 152 pounds, 69 kilograms, the A2 combines expressive design with functional mobility, aiming to serve as an interactive guide, greeter, and assistant. The robot features 40+ active degrees of freedom, including dexterous 7-DOF arms capable of lifting up to 6 kilograms per arm, and 19 DOF articulated hands for handing over delicate items like brochures or boxed products. Its vision system includes stereo depth cameras, LiDAR, and ultrasonic sensors, enabling obstacle avoidance in crowded indoor spaces. Powering the A2 is an NVIDIA Jetson Orin module that runs AGLab's own AGVbot World software suite. The onboard voice assistant supports Mandarin and English with basic conversation handling and gesture coordination. A modular rear battery allows hot swapping in under a minute, with each pack delivering about 2 hours of active duty. AGVbot A2 was publicly demonstrated at the 2024 World AI Expo and later showcased in a pilot at the Jing'an Carry Center in Shanghai. Pricing for the developer kit starts around 15,000 USD, with leasing options available for commercial clients seeking a professional yet approachable humanoid presence in high-traffic areas. Galbot G1 turned heads at CES 2025 with a show-stealing demo, a 30-inch conveyor belt that extended straight from its chest, smoothly transferring boxes onto a nearby shelf. At 5 feet 8 inches and 143 pounds, 65 kilograms, the G1 might not be flashy in design, but it's packed with clever engineering. Each arm is powered by brushless drone motors and can carry up to 33 pounds, making it ideal for logistics and warehouse tasks. There's no fragile LCD on its face. Instead, expressive emoji eyes are laser projected onto a matte black visor, giving it personality without sacrificing durability. The G1 also speaks fluently in Mandarin and Cantonese through a cloud-based Tencent NLP system, allowing it to handle basic worker interactions, explain barcode errors, or even notify managers when items are missing.
CC in the building.
One viral clip shows it calmly explaining a misread parcel ID to a human supervisor before gently placing the box on a different sorting lane. 10 G1 prototypes have already logged over 1,000 hours in JD Logistics' cold Stigel warehouse, handling freezing temps and 12-hour shifts with zero mechanical failures. If reliability is the name of the game, Galbot may have just built the MVP of robot labor. Hoodoo Robotics, known worldwide for their restaurant delivery bots, took a bold step into the humanoid race with the D9, revealed in December 2024. This sleek, full-size biped stands about 5 feet 7 inches and weighs roughly 143 pounds, 65 kilograms. And it's not just for show. This thing means business, with 42 degrees of freedom and peak joint torque hitting 352 Newton meters. The D9 moves like a worker, not a performer. In live warehouse demos, it walks steadily at 4.5 miles per hour, 2 meters per second, climbs 10-degree ramps without slowing, and carries 20 kilograms of payload on a compact shelf mounted to its back. It's built to go wherever packages need moving, and do it all day. Hoodoo set early unit pricing between $20,000 and $30,000 with a clear mission: beat out human cart pushers and pallet jacks on cost per hour. The company even gave it a fitting tagline: born to serve. And if the production scale plays out like they plan, the D9 might become a common sight in warehouses, big box stores, and logistics centers by 2026, quietly replacing one of retail's most repetitive jobs. In 2024, researchers at KAIST, the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology, unveiled Pivot, a humanoid robot built to fly real airplanes by physically operating cockpit controls. Unlike traditional autopilots or flight software, Pivot interacts with the same switches, buttons, and yokes a human pilot would, requiring no cockpit modifications. The robot stands about 5 feet 2 inches, 1.58 meters tall, and is equipped with multiple degrees of freedom in each arm, allowing it to perform complex pilot movements like adjusting the throttle, manipulating the control stick, and toggling switches on overhead panels. Its stereo vision cameras are used to read analog instruments and flight displays, and it can interpret external conditions such as warning lights and runway signs.
How you doing, Lori? Hope you're doing
Pibot's
well,
most
Lori.
advanced capability is its integration with large language models, LLMs, which allow it to understand and reference aviation manuals in real time, react to emergencies, and make decisions based on written procedures, similar to a trained human pilot. In simulator tests, Pibot successfully completed full gate-to-gate flight sequences, including takeoff and landing. The research team at KAIST is developing Pibot as a backup or emergency pilot for future unmanned or single-pilot aircraft. With further development, it could become the world's first humanoid certified to co-pilot real planes. When the Astrobot S1 yanked a tablecloth from under a full setting of glassware and didn't break a thing, people took notice. Unveiled in April 2024 by Shenzhen-based startup Astrobot, a subsidiary of Stardust Intelligence, the S1 is a humanoid robot engineered for high-speed, high-precision tasks in domestic and service environments. Standing approximately 1.70 meters tall and weighing around 80 kilograms, the S1 features 7 degrees of freedom per arm, enabling a range of complex movements. The robot's actuators allow for arm movements at speeds up to 10 meters per second, with a payload capacity of 5 kilograms per arm. Demonstrations have showcased the S1 performing tasks such as pulling a tablecloth from beneath a set of wine glasses without disturbing them, pouring beverages, slicing vegetables, and writing calligraphy. Powered by advanced AI and imitation learning algorithms, the S1 can autonomously execute a variety of household chores, including ironing clothes, folding laundry, and preparing simple meals. Its battery supports continuous operation for 4 to 6 hours, with the option for plug-in charging during use. While the S1 currently lacks legged locomotion, utilizing a stationary or wheeled base instead, its upper body dexterity positions it as a versatile assistant for tasks requiring precision and speed. Astrobot aims to make the S1 commercially available, targeting applications in homes, hospitality, and retail settings. Now, AI robots are getting smarter by the day, obviously, and let's be real, they will take a lot of jobs. That's not a warning, it's just reality. The work world is splitting fast into two camps, those who work with AI and those who get left behind. While many are still panicking, smart professionals are already adapting. Because the truth is, AI doesn't replace people, it replaces people who don't know how to use it. That's exactly why Outskill built the AI Generalist Fellowship. They're also sponsoring today's video, and honestly, this program is worth your attention. It's a 6-month intensive program that's designed to turn you into the kind of professional every company is now scrambling to hire. You'll go through 6 levels, learning prompt engineering, mastering tools like Claude, ChatGPT, Cursor, Runway, Replit, and more. You'll build your own AI agents, create full apps without writing code, and even make AI clones of yourself. Emily, a member of the current cohort, landed a $1,500 consulting gig just 3 weeks in. The full price is $9,995, but my audience gets a 50% scholarship. This program isn't open to everyone. It's built exclusively for people who are serious, which is why you'll need to go through an interview to get in. Apply through the link below because you might not get a chance to apply again. On April 19th, 2025, during the Yizhuang Half Marathon in Beijing, the humanoid robot Tiangong Ultra, developed by the Beijing Humanoid Robot Innovation Center, completed the 21.0975 kilometer race in 2 hours, 40 minutes, and 42 seconds, marking a significant achievement in robotics. Standing approximately 1.80 meters tall and weighing around 55 kilograms, Tiangong Ultra features long legs and an advanced control system that emulates human running mechanics. Its performance was supported by an algorithm designed to replicate human marathon running, allowing it to maintain a consistent pace throughout the race. The robot required 3 battery swaps during the event, each incurring a 10-minute penalty as per the race rules. Despite these challenges, Tiangong Ultra outperformed other robotic participants, with only 6 out of the 21 robots completing the course. While the robot's time was significantly slower than the human winner's 1 hour and 2 minutes, the event highlighted the potential of humanoid robots in dynamic, real-world environments. However, it's important to note that Tiangong Ultra, like its counterparts, required human supervision and assistance during the race, indicating that fully autonomous operation in complex tasks remains a goal for future development. The Beijing Humanoid Robot Innovation Center plans to leverage insights from this event to enhance the capabilities of humanoid robots for practical applications in industries such as logistics, manufacturing, and public services. Unveiled at the 2024 World Robotics Expo in Beijing, the Engine AI SE01 is one of China's first humanoids built specifically for industrial research and factory trials. No dance routines, just practical motion. The aluminum-framed biped stands a little over 5.5 feet tall, 1.65 meters, and weighs about 60 kilograms, giving it a sturdy but maneuverable footprint for a crowded production line. Instead of hand coding every joint trajectory, Engine AI trains the robot's gate controller on thousands of human motion capture clips, then refines balance with a high-frequency model predictive loop. The result is a stride that looks surprisingly natural. In public demos, the SE01 walked narrow planks, sidestepped obstacles, and recovered from deliberate shoves without tipping over. Its architecture exposes 32 torque-controlled joints through ROS2, so labs can plug in their own planners or reinforcement learning policies. Engine AI is positioning the platform as an industrial intern. Early tests show it threading bolts, operating cordless drivers, and placing components on assembly fixtures, tasks that demand both dexterity and repeatability. A stripped-down developer kit, legs, torso, head, and open software stack, lists for around $10,000, making SE01 one of the most affordable, full-size humanoid research rigs on the market. It isn't yet loading pallets at Foxconn, but with universities and automation integrators already ordering kits, SE01 could become the go-to sandbox for anyone who wants to teach a humanoid real factory skills without starting from scratch. The Booster T1 might not be the tallest humanoid out there, but it's quickly becoming one of the most versatile platforms for developers and researchers. It's a compact, open-source humanoid robot that's making waves in the robotics community. Developed by Beijing-based Booster Robotics, the T1 stands at about 4 feet, 1.2 meters tall, and weighs around 66 pounds, 30 kilograms, making it both portable and sturdy. It's designed specifically for researchers, students, and developers looking for a hands-on robotics platform. The T1 features 23 degrees of freedom, allowing for smooth, human-like movements. Its advanced motion control system lets it walk, play soccer, and even perform kung fu moves with impressive precision. Built with high-strength materials, the T1 can handle falls and collisions, making it ideal for dynamic testing environments. Inside, it runs on a 14-core Intel i7 processor paired with an NVIDIA AGX Orin GPU, delivering up to 200 trillion operations per second, TOPS, of AI computing power.
What's up,
it's
bro?
outfitted with a depth camera, 9-axis IMU, microphone array, and speaker, giving it strong sensory and interaction capabilities. It supports Rust, Python, and C++.
Hit that like button, subscribe, family. Double tap that screen, become a member right now. Shout out to you, Lord. I'm glad you made it home. I'm glad you're comfortable. I'm glad you're able to start physical therapy tomorrow. Just glad just to hear from you that you're in a better place. You know what I'm saying? Better space, better mindset. You know what I mean? So truly blessed, Lord, you're doing better than you did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So that's a beautiful thing. You know, what we're looking at here is just better just making sure that we know what and the kinds and the types. That's like knowing the enemy, the army. That's like knowing the Navy, the Army, the Marines. So many different branches of the Army. That's what you're looking at right now with these robots. You're looking at so many different branches of robots that are in this place, that are literally in a place, and they all do something specific. Okay? And I think the point I'm finna make right now for you to understand humans and robots, it's only so many different versions of us. There's only so many different versions of us before they start to copy a new version of us. You ever walk down the street and been in a store and you seen someone that looks like they could be related to someone you know? Like the features are that heavy that they look like that person's cousin, brother, or sister. Because they literally favor them so hard, so badly, that it's like, I know you connected to them somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? I think my point of making that is that literally is a repeated version made of us. That's a duplicate copy made of us. There's so many types of people out here, but there are copies of the types of people's. And if you look at their features and their faces and things of that nature, again, there were only so many significant regular people made in the world before you start to make copies of these people naturally. Because again, it's only so many descriptions of a face, of a person. So many, it's just only so many descriptions. I'm giving you real game. You better hear me right now. It's only so many. It's only so many versions. Thank you, Lord. There's only so many versions of people before that version starts to repeat. And the only difference is that version comes up just in a different human, which makes the features are heavy on the person that could be related or a family member to someone you know because of how they look and they features a certain way. But again, that's because that's that version of that person that's no more. And that, it's only so many versions. I'm telling you, fam, you better hear me. It's only so many versions of humans made. So many profiles of a face made. It's only so many before they start to recopy that version and those features all over again, basically. It's like for every 100 or probably a certain amount of thousand people, there's another version of that person's features in another person. Their face gonna look different because they came from two different people. But the features in that person's face is a version that we've already seen before. And Lori says like cloning. Yes, because it's like, okay, well, we're gonna make 500 copies of these and they're gonna be 500 different copies. But then when we're done with that 500, we're about to repeat that 500 copies, but we're gonna do it from a different system. You understand me? They're gonna repeat that process, but they're gonna do it with a different system. And that's why you'll see people, because of the different system, you'll see people with a different skin tone. Or you would see them with a different like they would literally be like a different skin tone. They would literally be a different race sometimes. But it's funny because you've never seen a white person look like a black person. And when I'm talking about like features and face, to where you'd be like, oh man, that's my cousin probably. No, that's not that. No. So that's what I mean by like, even in the black community, if you look at the people, you only get so many versions of what those of those people before those same versions are just in a different system because they come out of a different people, but they have those same features in face that you like, man, you look like you related to the such and such family because all of them look like this in face. Nose, lips, eyes, things of that nature. And they are no kin whatsoever. But if they was to pull up, they can literally claim that child because look at their face. Or look at those features in face. So when I tell you this is more deeper than what you be thinking, fam, because I'm telling you, the reason why I'm playing this now is so many different versions of robots that are made. And I did not know that they are literally operating, living, and cooperating with people every day. So when I talk about Elon Musk making those new versions, making all these different things, I did not know they was operating at a high level in a country, in a city. And these are just the different versions of it. But they're literally going to make so many different versions of them because they want them to be able to do all that we do. It's so many different versions of us. Think about it. It's 50 versions of us, and they make 50 versions of us. And then they repeat that version of us, 50 versions, in a different system. That person could come out with them features, but they might come out in a different system white. Or they might come out in a different system mixed. Or they might come out in a different system. You get what I'm saying, fam? Because the system changes doesn't mean that that version of them does. You are literally almost a walking copy of somebody's version, but just in a different system. And that is so astounding. That is so moved. That is so, I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. How do you feel about that? Because it was like, it was only so many authentic people that could be made before they really had to say, hey, we gonna repeat this version of people, but we're gonna do it in a different system. You get what I'm saying? And it's a difference when we're talking about how big that is when it comes down to understand the different versions of people and the different versions and knowing how authentic and how many versions of us humans was really made how we are. Because us being made how we are right now and the different faces, the different looks, the different styles of faces. You ever tripped off the different styles of a face? It's only so many styles of a face that was processed to be out here before they started copying that style in a different system to come out of a different system. And it's so funny because you can look at somebody and be like, you look like you could be brothers with such and such. Or you look like you definitely fam, you gotta be related to fam and them. I know you related to such and such. I know you somebody. I know y'all that been in that situation. And I'm telling you now, it was only a certain amount of versions of people that was made before they started to repeat that version of a person and people in a different system. So it's a beautiful thing, Ruth in the building, what it is with you. It's a difference in understanding how many versions of these robots you're actually seeing is actually out here because these people are on the market and allowing you to buy them now. And I'm telling you, if they can make every version that's for everything, what are you worth? What is your worth? If you can be replaced, what is your worth? What is your worth? If you can be replaced, what is your worth? What is your value? Have you created value for yourself on this earth? For people to know what you're worth? Are you seen like that? You know what I mean? Like, really, are you seen like that? Because a lot, like Trump look at us like a lot of us are really just a time waste because we do nothing with our time. And it hits so different when we're talking about what's worth or how do they look at you worth. Because the conversations that I'm giving you all is what the government sees you as. So it's not to be shocked when things hit the fan or when things go down. Because even in the word of God, he tells you not to be a coward. And there's reason why he tells you not to be a coward. It's reason why he tell you not to be the coward. That's literally looking at what's right in front of you and making a sound decision on what needs to be done. Whatever that may be. We gotta know the worth. We gotta know what we doing is worth it. We gotta know we worth more than what they think we are. We gotta know that too. But trust me, it's gonna be a day where they're gonna argue your worth. Are you really ready for the RFID chip? Are you really ready for that? Are you really ready for RFID chip? Seriously. And that's the thing, and that's why we have to have these conversations. Because, again, being prepared is not being scared. And the biggest thing is, Ruth says, yep, the message today was we are children of God. He created us to be happy, joyful, to serve him. If anything negative comes to our mind, it's from Satan. Rebuke it in Jesus' name. We are head, not the tail. That's really real. That's really real. It's so much more that the Lord created us for a purpose. It's so much more, trust me, than joyful and happy. Trust me, Ruth, I'm telling you. Because the joy of the Lord is your strength. We know that. The joy of the Lord is truly my strength. And people don't really know what that means. You know, because when you can indulge in really bask in the joy of the Lord, you will really understand how just the joy of the Lord is your strength. Then you will start understanding that. You'll start understanding that. How big that piece of just that little small part of the Lord can become your joy in that day, regardless of what you're coming through. It's a reason why that word is that. You know what I'm saying? It really is that. But purpose purpose brings so much more. Purpose makes you really understand worth. Because when you look back and see how you're worth it, you'll just really kind of see on a worldly level what you're worth. And that's how the government see us. Like, what are we worth on a worldly level? Like, what have you done? Like, what you do? What do you do? Like, what you be doing? Like, what's up? What you got? What you holding on to? What your bag doing? That's the world. That's that word. But when you got to understand purpose, that's when you start understanding worth and why you here. What's your worth for real? Because you understand your purpose of being here. Now you become worth more than what you think you are because you have a reason. You have a purpose. So now you're worth it, right? We have a purpose. Now we become more worth it because we have purpose. Anything that's empty, is worth what? So when we start to understand pouring in and filling in and it's understanding purpose, that's when we start hitting different and knowing what's worth it. You get what I'm saying? We got to know our purpose so we know what's worth it. Say it to me, with me, fam, with your partner. Got to know your purpose so you can start knowing what's worth it. I'm telling you. Because a lot of stuff we doing is stuff we thinking. It ain't. And half of that got to do with you just being out here doing nothing. No direction, no purpose, no nothing. So you just out here. So now you really look like you ain't worth. Now you start to look like you ain't really worth because you don't really know your purpose. You know what I mean? Having a calling and having a purpose are two different things. Having a calling and having a purpose are two different things. Some people are called for things. We all have purpose, though. You understand? Some people are called for things, but we all have purpose. And that's a real thing. See, this is a beautiful thing in this conversation because Fam said, how do you find your purpose? How do you see your purpose? You know what's crazy? And you might not really get this so fast, but it's gonna hit you. You hear me? It's gonna hit you. You have to live. You really have to live. And you will start to understand. And what I mean by live is this. Some people really haven't lived. They're really not living. They're just alive. You understand? They're just alive and they're here and they're daily, just daily. But they're really not living. People that are living are literally going after purpose. They're going after desires. They're going after goals. They're going after. They're not just in a day and they just wake up and just, forget it, I'm gonna just chill all day. I got no drive, I got no will, I got no care. That's what's stopping a lot of people from even manifesting their purpose because they have no drive, no will, no care, and they don't actually want to do nothing. That's half the battle to understand your purpose. Because I'm gonna be real with you. When people are driven and goal driven, when people want to find and get somewhere, they get there. That's like faith without works is dead. You believe that you have purpose, but you have no works to go find out what that is. There's no way. That can't even work hand in hand. There's always a job or an obligation of your actions that has to be required for that. Purpose will not just fall in your lap, but let me tell you how it can. Let me tell you how purpose will fall in your lap. And that's when you start talking about God and what you believe in. You better hear what I'm saying. It works hand in hand. How do we find our purpose? It won't be just sitting down. It won't be just laying around. As we look for success, as we look for driven goals, as we grow, as we succeed, as we start, purpose begins to translate right there. Purpose begins to start to form. You start to create purpose. You hear me? People start talking about, I did that on purpose. Oh, okay, so that means you can do something at will. You ever tripped off that? Somebody talking about they did that on purpose? Oh, I did that on purpose. Oh, okay, so that means you are active. That means you can get active. That means you can do. Some people are really waiting for God to move on their behalf without no works. You ever tripped off that? You ever tripped off the people go to church, been in church so long, love God so much, so Jesus, they gonna sit and try to watch God manifest something. And that is so astounding to me Because even in that case, if God tell you faith without works is dead, then that mean no, nothing would happen. Because even if you got faith with no works, that don't happen. That's basically what they're saying. You can have all the faith you want in the world, but out with works, nothing will happen. It will not come alive. So that's almost trying to tell you that even if you believe in God and Jesus to get it done, you believe in him to protect you, you believe in him to bless you, believing in him to give favor, you believe in him to open doors, you believe in him to make crooked places straight, it still take a part of you on purpose. Tell your partner right there next to you, or somebody with you right here, it still take a part of you on purpose. You see that? We talking about finding purpose, but you see how you have to do it on purpose. I don't think you got that, fam. How you have to do this on purpose to find your purpose, literally. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. We can trust, we can believe, we can do it all. But if you don't get up on purpose, that's like you can believe in God, but yet you're not doing no actions to invite him in. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? We got to be doing this on purpose. Because I'm telling you, somewhere down in that line, you gonna find purpose. You hear me? Oh, you ain't heard me. No, you ain't heard me. You ain't heard me. No, you ain't heard me. Somebody heard me. Somebody heard me. You ain't heard me though. Somebody heard me, but you ain't hear me though. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, it's a difference, Ruth, when we talk about brand new grace and mercy. We talk about brand new grace and mercy, right? We talk about, it's a big thing when we talking about brand new grace and mercy. I'm so happy for you, Ruth. I'm so happy for you that your son is doing amazing, that he's been through it, and the Lord kept him. He kept him. And I'm only telling you this because I'm telling you something. My mother prayed for us when we didn't even know God. We didn't even, you know what I'm saying? We going to church. But then, you know, you stray away from church, you get a little older. But my mother never stopped praying for us, fam. I'm for real. My mother never stopped praying for us. You hear me? And Ruth says, my son is in the streets and God loves him so much he doesn't allow Satan to touch him. Praise God. That's a blessing when you say that, because when we, see, you got to understand something. It ain't that God won't allow Satan to touch nobody, because the Lord will allow what he will. And that's even for a lesson. That's even for a change. You understand? I can tell you some stories. I can give you stories about my brothers. I can give you some stories about how things happened and how they were still hard-headed and how God allowed that to do that. And now they're changed. Because just as well as God will save you, he'll chastise you too. You better tap your neighbor and tell him what I just said. Because if you out your mind to think, it's only one way. Just like your mom and daddy will beat your you know what? That's the father. You as child. He'll beat your you know what? You better understand. just as well as the teachings, you will be disciplined. It works hand in hand. You can't have it one way. And we had to learn that ourselves. That the Lord will allow what he see fit for your life. And you know, it'd be crazy. We be praying like, Lord, don't let nothing happen to me. Don't let nothing happen to me. Don't let nothing happen to me. Lord, don't let this. Lord, don't let that. Don't let it. And then it happened to you. And you be like, God, why you let that? I prayed 1,000 years for that. And you still did that. That still, look what, oh my God. Really? You put me through that? But the goodness of the Lord is that he won't put you through nothing you can't bear. See the difference? You're going to go through that, but it ain't that you can't bear it. Because even if you saying, you put me through that, you bared it because you out of it. And now you got a testimony to tell somebody because you got thicker skin and now you helping somebody else's life because you went through it for them so they don't. I bet you ain't even thought of that. A lot of people don't look at it like that. People don't see it like that. I'll tell you something, Ruth. My mother had all boys, now men. You hear me? My mother had all boys, now men. She was an usher in church and a prayer warrior. You hear me? Hear me? And we are still here. We are still here. And we have seen I'm telling you, Ruth, keep praying. That's all I'm going to tell you. Just keep praying. You understand? Keep praying. Oh, you can meet her. Oh, yeah. Because she like that. She truly like that. Yeah. Still praying today. Even when I seen her earlier. You hear me? I see, hey, Mom, just putting some eyes on you. What's going on with you? And we just talking. And I say, yeah, you know, I got to get out of here. And I say, Lord, I hate being in a gray area. You just got to make a decision and keep it going. And my mama said, let me tell you something. Listen to me. This is what my mama said. She said, at the end of the day, God is still the same God he has been then and forever. So whatever it is, he is the same. We are the ones that change. So don't ever feel like not talking to him or telling him or putting it in his hands, because he is the same as he was then and who we gonna be today. And then she said, come here, lay her hands on me and plead the blood of Jesus over me as she do every day I see her since I was in her belly. Do you hear me? But she told me that for a reason, because she said when people do, he don't. So don't never feel like you can't tell him what you tell folk, because what he ain't is a man that he shall lie, nor the son of man to repent. He just not man. He ain't got to be on that. You ain't got to trip on that. You ain't got to be all holier than thou to have a relationship that's real. My guy VVCD says, Dilati, I am from India. I am a Hindu. It's a different religion. I had never went to church. I had never prayed. That's because I don't know how to pray, but I believe in Jesus. Let me tell you some VVCD. That was the first step you just hit us with right there. And that's all it took right there. You said you believe in Jesus. First step is just believing. Second step is receiving. You understand? That's the first step. You believe. So you straight because you believe in Jesus. Now, everything that go with Jesus, we got to receive it. That's all it is, fam. There you go. You straight. Did you hear me, G? It ain't even no none of that. You hear me? You believe him. Now we got to receive him. And in doing that, the relationship, see, you going to work out your own salvation with God, with Jesus. So your relationship with him is only your relationship with him. So the fact you believe in him, that was the hardest thing ever. And you believe. Now you believe, that's going to build your faith. Your faith, meaning I believe in this. I'm going to get strong about this faith. Evidence of things seen. Faith is evidence of things seen and evidence not shown. You understand me? So we don't see it, but we believe it by faith of a mustard seed. And that's only because what God has done for me before. And you have to let them believing in them first, receiving them, and then accepting them. You got to accept. You got to get a relationship with it. Because I ain't going to lie to you, partner. When everybody else turn your back on them, you're going to be calling on Jesus. Think about this right quick. In the world, right now, the country, right? Something goes wrong. What's the first thing we do? God bless America. Am I lying? That's the first thing that happened in the world. When something go wrong, everybody finally want to start calling on God. Jesus, bless America, all it is, bless Trump. Walk with us, God. So you know that we know who we truly believe in. We can play all these games, but when things get thick and everything look like it ain't what it is, the first and last name we call it on is who? You can tell me in the chat right now. Who the first and last name we call it on when it go down? Huh? And be sworn you don't believe in him. I know you believe in him because you call on his name when it's hectic. You call on his name when you need him. You call on his name when there's nothing else and nobody around. And in those moments is when he'll reveal himself. So you, VVCD, will know he's real. You ever had a moment like that? Have you ever had a moment like that? Have you had a moment where you got to call on him and he got to literally show you what it is? So you can know, oh, that wasn't man. That wasn't my partner. That was something else. And it seemed like it was God. So we're not going to sit up in here and act like we don't believe in him, we don't know him, and we don't believe in him, we don't work him, we don't need him. Because we all calling on him every day. You heard Ruth said, everyone has left me but God. God picked me up when my mom abandoned me. You hear that? Everybody left. Everybody. Everybody. JC in the building, I see you, fam. Everybody. So these be good times when we talk about this because they want to use these robots to replace God. They want to use robots to replace us, who we supposed to be God's children, right? All of that. So that's why we need to have it. See, I'm going to be real. If his name wasn't God and his name was Jimmy, we would be yelling Jimmy. But his name is God. And his son is Jesus. And now we got to address that as such. And there's power in those names. And I'm telling you right now, BVCD, because you believe, you straight right there. Now it's time to receive. You understand? And at that point right there, that's when we start referring the right teachings of the gospel to you. Yeah, that's what we do, fam. We start referring the right teachings of the gospel to you, fam. Bow. See what I'm saying? We just send it your way. Here, fam, you need some of this? Get you some of this. All that. Get you some of all that. Yeah. Yeah. That's how we coming, fam. You hear me, VVCD? Let me know you hear me now. Truly a blessing. you let me know that your name is Harish and that I can call you Harish. Did I pronounce it correctly, Harish? Respect to that. You understand? Now, let me tell you this about what you just said, Ruth. Ruth says the devil has to ask permission to Christ to touch us. Let me tell you what's really real. Let me tell you what's really real. You hear me? Some people are walking outside without a hedge of protection on their body. They walking outside without the blood of Jesus covering their head from the crown of their head, from the crown of their souls to from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. They ain't got none of that on them. You hear me? They walking outside and they not even committed into his hands that he will keep you that day. You hear me? Most of all, they definitely walking outside and not even praying that his divine protection will rest upon you and your family. Let me tell you what we not doing about why not. Permission don't even have to even come across as asked. Because yet, these are folk that's wandering the ways without the Lord on them or the Spirit on them to even offer protection. That's why it's called a hedge of protection. That's why he said in the word, I commit, he will keep that which is committed to him that day against the enemy. You better hear what I'm saying here, man. He'll keep that which is committed into his hands that day. You understand? Yeah. So are you asking? Are you praying? Or are you saying, Lord, I commit me, I commit my family, I commit no filters into your hands this day, Lord, that you will keep that which is committed into your hands this day against the enemy? See, you got to give him back his word because he ain't a lie. So once you give him back his word, he's obligated. Oh, somebody ain't hearing me in there. Somebody ain't really getting what I'm saying. You got to know how to come at G on the grounds he's on, in the terms in which we speak on when you talking about doing something for you. People just pull up like, God, please give me this, please give me that. Boy, you stupid. Is you dumb? Sweet Tea in the building. Smith in the building. You understand me? It's a way to do everything. You can't just walk in that job and get no job. You got to put on the collar. You got to put on that shirt right. You got to put on that right dress. You got to put it on right. You got to smell good. You got to sit down right. You got to know how to write. You got to know how to talk. There's truly a way that you got to pray. Because I'm going to tell you something. To me, and it's my belief, if you ain't praying in Jesus' name, I don't really even think that got through. I'm going to just be real. I'm going to just be real. I don't even think that got through to him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he said, no man come up to me except through him. We got something for that? I think you don't hear me. He said it. Nobody can pull up on me except through him. You understand? So I'm telling you, it's even a way you got to pray. Just to even be heard. Just to get through to him. So you can get what you're trying to, or whatever or you over here asking. Because we waking up asking God for everything every day. Think about it, fam. We waking up asking God for everything every day. You hear me? Every day. All day, Lori. We ask God for everything every day, Rue. All day we ask. And even think about it. Even when we know we asking about foolishness. My big brother, Silk, whole nother level, don't play with him. Been praying, God, keep him. I don't care what's going on, where he at. But keep him, God. Man over here one day, man over there the next day. Regardless, keep him. And we don't know what he doing every day, all day. You don't know what your son doing, your uncle, your cousin. You don't know what folk doing. But you're praying, Lord, keep him. Lord, keep him. But see, God know what they doing. And he know if they care about what they doing. And if they even worth what they doing. But he know they worth it to you. Because I'm going to tell you something. And Ruth just said it right. Shout out to Ruth. She just said, always go before him with a thankful heart. Let me tell you something. People pull up at the gates, not even thankful for what he just did for you today. Yesterday, last week, last year, that miracle you talking about that day, people pull up ain't even thankful. They just pull up like, God, keep me. I need $1 million tomorrow. Can you keep me today? Please get me over here so I don't get locked up. Do this for me. I mean, you don't even come boldly to the throne of grace thankful. You might want to do that first, fam. Open up your mouth. You might want to come in like, Lord, I thank you for all things. I thank you for life, and I thank you for living. I thank you for keeping. I thank you for your son, Jesus. I thank you that he died on it, and he did this, and he rose. I thank you for keeping me yesterday from hurt, harm, and danger, seen and unseen. You understand? Christopher in the building. What's up, Chris? Lanisha in the building says, the prayers of the righteous availeth much. You better tell somebody that. And you know the difference is, let me tell you what's different though, Lanisha. And this is the conversation we having right now. The dog in the building, Sweet Tea in the building. She said the prayers of the righteous availeth much. You better hear what she just said. Follow me now. Strength and honor in the building. Hear me now. She said the prayers of the righteous availeth much. She didn't just say the prayers availeth much. She didn't say the regular people prayers availeth much. The poor availeth much. The prayers of the regular. She said the prayers of the righteous. You understand righteous? Are you righteous? Are you walking righteous? See, that's why we be needing prayer warriors. That's why we be needing prayer warriors. That's why we be needing the prayers of the righteous. That's why we be needing when it say 2 or 3 gathered in his name, he'll come in the midst. You ever heard that in your life? Tell me now. 2 or 3 gathered in his name and come in the midst. You ever heard that in your life? You ever heard that? That he'll just pull up on us when 2 or 3 in there? You need to understand the difference. People take these terms and these scriptures out of context. Even when they said, you know, money the root of evil. You know, money the root of evil. I hear that so much and be like, boy, let me get you right. Stop doing that. Because you sound stupid even trying to say it like that. If money was the root of evil, then he would never want us to prosper. And prosperity. That's why he said the love of money is the root of evil. You hear me? You can never mess the word up, because one word you mess up, you would mess up everybody and everything. You hear me? He said the love. And once you understand that, that's when you'll start saying, oh, I can't love the money. I can like the money. I can value the money to get where it got to get us to, but that's all I can do with the money. You understand what I'm saying? Once we get why we know why, or the way it's really supposed to be said, we can't leave words out, fam, because I'm telling you, once you leave a word out, you leave out the whole purpose of the situation. So we never want to leave out no words. We want to make sure we know exactly what we're saying because, like she said, the prayers of the righteous. So that means we need righteous folk praying so it can develop much. Because if the regular folk praying, they just 2 or 3 gathered in the midst and he just coming in the midst. But if we got the righteous folk praying, it's going to develop much. So when I talk about people like my mama or something, I say they're like my mama, oh yeah. I know it's going to develop much. You get what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure we know what we're saying and the way we're saying it. Because in that manner, it's a reason why people are called. Follow me right now for real. It's a reason why people are called. It's a reason why purpose, it's a reason why you can become, you can walk in your purpose and don't even know you're in it until it's revealed by God. And you don't even know you're in it, but you literally walking through it and don't even know you in it until it's revealed by him. And it might not even come through your eyes. It might come through a lot of other eyes. You understand what I'm saying? But you can literally be walking in purpose and don't even know it because you've yet to be opened or enlightened or revealed by it. I have never sat up here and felt like I can just tell you something about Jesus or God without understanding the fullness thereof of that conversation regarding the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me. You see, this is what I'm not ashamed about. Let me tell you what I'm not ashamed about. Who I am today, right now. That's what I'm not ashamed about. You understand? You know why I'm not ashamed about it? Because when you want to do different, when you want to see purpose, when you get on that road or you get on that different vibration or that frequency that allows you to say, I know better, I got to do better. That's what matters most because you want to change. You want to change. I don't care about what a person think of me today. I am so okay with me right now because want to change, want to do better, want to know better. You understand? That's the difference, fam. We're all not there. We all not there. But the fact that we start with the I want to be there, that's where you get right. That's where you straight, fam, because you wanna. You understand? That's the difference. You understand? That's the difference. And as easy as it sounds, see, you got to understand something. Once you become enlightened and you become delivered or you become anything that says you're not who you was yesterday, you need to understand how long it took for you. Let me say that again. You need to understand how long it took for you. Because once we become enlightened and start to really understand the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for you and your soul cry out hallelujah and all that, oh yeah. That's when people start running around and going crazy. Like, give your life to God. Where you at? You need Jesus. You better do this. Get yourself together. You should always do this. Make sure you this. You should be happy. This is what it should be. This is how you should be coming. This is what. See, you see what you start doing right there? See what you do right there? Somebody took time for you. Somebody took time for you. You got to have time for somebody. You understand? Somebody took time for you. You got to have time for somebody. You got to take time for somebody. You got to be patient with people to want to help them, want to change. It ain't that they change. It's just they in a great place because they want to change. And you got to be right there to help them, fam. That's all it is. You got to be right there to help. You understand? You got to be want to help. So again, that's right, Vivi. That's right, Harris. Harris says, if something good happens, we pray him. If something bad happens, we curse him without understanding why he put us through that situation. And I'm going to tell you something right now. All that we go through is not on God. Let's get yourself together today. All that we go through is not on God. People blame the Lord for so many things. Blame the Lord for this, blame him for that, blame him why this, blame him why that, blame him how this person came in with millions, but how we come in poor, or why we come in like this and how they came in like that. All that we go through is not on God. All that we go through is not on God. The word will tell you, if you're going to blame him, you might well go by the word. Because you just go to the word and be like, well, he tell you don't be no coward. So that means you might have done some cowardly. And now you're going to blame him for that? And he tell you don't be no coward? Oh, it's a lot of stuff he tell you don't do. And you're blaming him for what you go through. Oh, it's a lot of stuff he tell you don't do. But you're blaming him for what you go through. Lanisha says the decisions we make are not on him since he's given us free will. And what's better than free will? Would you ever want a robot to just be programmed to love you? Would you want a robot to be programmed to choose you? Would you want a robot to be programmed for you? Wouldn't you want free will? Don't you want somebody to pick you? Don't you want somebody to just choose you? Don't you want somebody that just says, give me that one. Yeah, you, come here. Yeah, you, I like this. That's what I want. And don't you want that? Don't that feel better? Don't that feel better when you're chosen? You're not programmed to like. You're not programmed to love. That's why I give you free will to choose. Because it's so much even better when choice is involved. You understand? So we're talking about choosing, having choice. And it's better to have free will of choice. To choose. But all that you go through, you can't blame him for that. Because again, he's given you free will and warned you on what to do and not to do. So no, you can't blame him for all that you go through. No, that don't make sense. That's stupid, stupid, stupid. Makes no sense whatsoever. You understand? Hit that like button, subscribe right now. We cooking in here. I want somebody to understand what we've been talking about and why we're talking about it.
Us, and work seamlessly with simulation platforms like Isaac Sim, Mujoko, and Webots. With its mix of flexibility, power, and open source accessibility, the Booster T1 is shaping up to be a go-to humanoid for education, research, and early product development across a wide range of industries. The Kepler Forerunner K2 is a humanoid robot developed by Shanghai-based Kepler Robotics, designed for industrial and commercial applications. Standing at approximately 5 feet 10 inches, 178 centimeters, and weighing around 187 pounds, 85 kilograms, the K2 features 52 degrees of freedom, enabling a wide range of movements and tasks. Each of its dexterous hands supports 11 degrees of freedom and can carry up to 33 pounds.
Roof grade, no duh.
Thanks to advanced actuators and tactile sensors. The robot is powered by a 2.33 kHi battery, allowing for up to 8 hours of continuous operation. The K2 integrates a cloud-based cognitive model with an embodied control system utilizing both imitation and reinforcement learning for skill acquisition. Its advanced perception systems, including visual recognition and SLAM, enable it to navigate complex environments and interact effectively with humans. Currently undergoing real-world testing in automotive manufacturing settings, the K2 is performing tasks such as quality inspections and assembly operations. Kepler Robotics aims to commence mass production of the Forerunner K2 by the end of 2024, positioning it as a versatile solution for various industries, including manufacturing, logistics, and research. Sophia isn't just a robot. She's a global icon in the world of artificial intelligence. Developed by Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics, Sophia was activated on February 14, 2016, and made her first public appearance at South by Southwest SSSW in Austin, Texas, in March 2016. Designed to resemble Audrey Hepburn.
So Sophia been around since 2016, huh, fam? Ain't nobody know that? Did y'all know that? No, I'll wait. Did you know that? Sophia been around since 2016. Word. No, I don't want no word. Where was she at, fam? She been somewhere. And folk just been in here working with her like she a regular human. This is a robot doctor. 2016, Chris, yeah. 2016, I know, man, this 2024, this 2025, 2016, 2025, I know it's a bunch of doctors been laid off at this point. Wherever she at, I know it's a bunch gone. See, that's what I'm saying, fam. When they put Trump in office, he was like, we are behind. He feels that USA, the United States, is behind technology, AI advancements, and global growth abroad. That's what he feels. And that's why Stargate is coming. And that's why robots like this finna be walking around over here like that. McDonald's making your food. At the doctor taking your nurse, CNA taking your blood. So when we say Sweet Tea, talk about that is crazy, crazy is here. And the only difference is, it's just not in USA yet. But it's here. And it's about to start. So I'm just here to tell you, how do we handle it when it comes? Because you're going to have to operate with these bots. You can't go nowhere. And if you rebel, you will be looked at as a terrorist. And you will be locked up under the Homeland Security Act, fam. You better get right and know what's really going on in here. You don't have a choice. Let me tell you how extra real it's going to get. That RFID chip we talking about, it's going to come a time where they're going to force that RFID chip in your hand. Right there. Right in that hand. They're going to force that in your hand. They're going to give you free will to choose. Would you have the RFID chip or not? Now, having that RFID chip is going to allow you to be able to live just how you living right now. Watching Dilla T, my fam, here is Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. on No Filters. The difference is you're going to have an RFID chip in your hand. And shout out to Chris. That's why my family in here. See, that's why Chris then became family. Because that man just said, might be now with the EBT situation. So when we talked about Tunda in the building, you already know what it is. When we talked about RFID chip, the last days, Antichrist, rapture, all of these different things going on, we are here. We are here. We are here. You hear me? We are here. And I'm sorry to scare you, fam, but we are here. I didn't never think I was gonna be a part of this. When we was living young back then, and we was watching Twilight Zone movies and other things, I didn't never think we'll be living to see the mark of the beast, Antichrist, rapture. What? Meaning, in a rapture, people just gonna vanish. Yeah, clothes gonna drop. Sitting here talking to you now, clothes gone. Boom, gone. And if you're left when others are taken, like a thief in the night, you hear me? In broad daylight, that's what it's gonna be like. A thief in the night in broad daylight. You better hear me. It's gonna be like a thief in the night in broad daylight. Gone. And if you are still here, oh, you about to feel it. If you still here, you about to go through it. If you're still here, you're gonna be allowed to take that RFID chip, mark of the beast, just for you to eat, buy, sell, hell, breathe. So don't sit up in here and act like you smart or you ain't prepared. Cause you tough outside, but now you softer than medicated cotton. Cause I just told you something you ain't know. And if you knew it, you ain't believe it. But oh, I'm here to tell you it's so real. If these people open up the government and they tell you it's required with an RFID chip, what you gonna do? I wait. Because the worst thing you can do is take your own life. The only difference, sweet tea, you not having it before and you surviving, is that you will not have the resources that you've been surviving without it, that you are surviving with now. That's the difference. Oh yes, that's just totally the difference. People are gonna be like terrorists. People are gonna be underground trying to live. Because on top of ground, you're gonna have to have a chip. And if you ain't got it, you're gonna be a straight up refugee out here. You're gonna be a straight terrorist running around for your life every day trying to eat and breathe and live. So when people say, hey, just take me out. Okay, just take you out. Okay, where you going then when they take you out? Because you missed the first ride. So if we're going to take you out on the second ride, you're going to have to wait until he come again. And even then you telling me you're going to survive all of that and you don't even know what that looks like. Look at you right now. Look at all this going on with Trump right now. You feeling some type of way about this. You telling me you can handle living without a chip that you need to live with just to breathe and eat and everything? That's a movie. That look like a movie that you watching, that you have watched thinking that you can survive that. That's only a movie. And that's why they survive in the movies, because it's a play. The play is played out for the person to survive. But I'm here to tell you, this ain't no movie. And this ain't gonna be no movie. This script is not where you survive if you left here. The script is totally that you become worshipers of Satan with that beast and keep going. That's the teachings that we've been taught. That's what we've been taught. And I say that I say that strongly when I say that's what I've been taught. So if I was taught something else, I'll be giving you probably something else. But I'm telling you that's what I've been taught. So it's not that I'm coming up with something myself. Oh no, I'm not, brother. You can go look that up yourself. Them days is not gonna be okay. You understand me? So I urge to understand what's really real. I urge you to get a plan together to know which way you want to go with this, because right now the government shut down. They done moved the National Guard into certain cities. This big, beautiful bill has yet to unveil what's really finna happen. And yet they are building the biggest Stargate AI mega center across the globe. So when they made a decision and says, hey, by 2030, the whole world will be working off AI. They came up with that a long time ago. And for all their reasons, whether it's efficiency or lasting living, the time is set. The minds are made up. The world leaders are moving in that direction. And you are nothing but sheep. You are nothing but just being a part of it. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to fully really understand what's really going on here and how deep this really is. I bring this content so we can have these conversations. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know, you're not going to do. And if you do know, you might be scared. But if you're prepared, nothing will stop us if we're prepared. You understand? If we're prepared, nothing will stop us. But I am telling you that a war is brewing, and it is here. And it is on another level. And all you got is you and your fam and us. The government ain't on your side. They are not on your side. It's going to come a time where all of us in here are going to have to be somewhere and figure out what we're going to do to survive. And think I'm playing. Think I'm lying if you want to. Think I'm playing and lying if you want to. You're going to be one of those people either gone or crying for your life because you didn't take this serious. And I brought this up now. We got over 50 different robot versions built already. And Elon Musk is building by the second. So when I tell you they building an army of bots every day. Army of bots. Army. Yeah. An army. You think China, if China over there using robots for restaurants and other things, you don't think they ever thought about military defense? I hate how they was hating on me in here because I wanted to bring iRobot to y'all so badly. And I'm finna have to figure this out, or we're going to have to make that the movie night or something, because I'm telling you, we need to see that. We need to know that. You need to understand that system and how that whole thing played out. How it was good turned to bad. And I'm telling you, fam, China, Russia, think about all these countries with their own robot armies. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine different countries having robot armies, bro? They got robots probably can fly, pull up and just shoot you like Mega Man, like Iron Man, like the Avengers. That's what we gonna be seeing, fam. I'm telling you. When I say that would be anarchy, chaos, just downright uncontrollable. You imagine robots at war. Where are you gonna be while robots are having war? Where would you really be while robots are having war? Robots. Because I remember them coming out with certain movies. Tom Hanks was in it, I believe. And it was a movie where they was humans getting to robotic gear. Like they was getting inside of a robot thing and they was moving with it to fight robots. So when I see movies like that, it further lets me know that they're going to build certain machines for humans to still be able to operate just like the Matrix. Remember that? The Matrix. And I'm going to end up going to watch that, literally, right now. Because the Matrix, fam. 1, 2, 3, 4, Matrix Reloaded. When they showed them hopping into them bodies just to be able to shoot the machines that was coming in to attack them. That all came from a big AI machine. Total Recall, Chris, that's real. The Total Recall was really like, that was the first of that. So if you think about when did Total Recall come out, Chris? Let me know when it came out, fam. Total Recall was like the first of that, like showing the bots and all of that. Yeah, that's what. But think about the year. I'm just trying to tell you, somebody was thinking about this then. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Government, movies, cartoons, all of that work is one. They keep talking about the Simpsons, keep coming out with something as if they can predict the next president or predict the next world destruction or predict the next mass whatever. No, that's because they having conversations about this and that going on. So they're going to pull up an episode and create one. What? Got us thinking it's coincidental. No, it's not. The movie directors talk to people in government. What are you talking about? The people that make up Simpsons talk to people in government. They're part of people in government. What? So Tanya says 1980 something. And then Chris was like, I think 2014. Think about that, fam. 1980, fam said 2014. So that's what I mean by that. Because now we looking at like, what? Total Recall, 1980, they was on that then. You gotta be spooked now because then that make you think somebody knew about robotic stuff and they was thinking humans and robots at some point can be that. Then they start coming out with Terminator and all of that. See what I'm saying? Right. The one with Tom Cruise, I can't think of the name. Oh, you said Metroid Prime? Is that the name with Tom Cruise? Because he was in there and this white girl was in there too, and they was jumping in like these bots just to be able to shoot the other bots, and then they'll go back in time and he'll wake up or something and do it all over again. And that happened like 5, 10 times or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he keep waking back up with new information that happened from the last one so he can know what to do in the next one. And that's retarded for what it was worth. But the point I'm making is, how long ago was that? How long ago was that? And the fact that that was that long ago tells you further that they've been planning this, but doing nothing but just getting better and getting better and getting more advanced and more advanced and more advanced and more advanced. So at this point now, it's like that. Right. Sweet T says Terminator came out in 84. And then Total Recall came out in the 90s. Total had a reboot in 2012. That's why we seen it like that, because they had a reboot, fam. June 1st, 1990, Total Recall. Family got it. Lori know what it is. June 1st, Total Recall, 1990. That's crazy. And here we are, 2026, and we got full robots walking around serving us food in China. And in Atlanta, they got bots serving plates for waitresses to get the food off just to put the food down. And you got to understand, they was going to always start with the bigger cities. Atlanta, California, New York, you know, Texas, you know what I'm saying? Bigger cities, bigger places. To show the traffic abroad for people to see this. Because these small towns will go crazy and probably start beating the robots up. That's why they put cars that drive themselves in San Francisco. And I put it here in St. Louis. What? We will act up out here. So they're going to put it in a place like California, a modern place, an open place. Everybody's open to it. Everybody's different. Everybody's diverse. Wow, car that drives itself. Whoa. You wouldn't put that out here because all of us the same. What is that? Is that driving itself? Oh, no. Break the window. What's that? We need to get up off in here. Let's see what's up in there. Yeah, we ain't amused by that. We like shut that down. What you talking about? But out there in Cali, they're going to be amused. They're going to be like, oh, my God. They're going to be like, oh, let's do it. Let's ride in it. Yeah. Because you got all these people coming and going. So they know what they're doing. They know how to implement it. They know how to introduce it. They know how to go about it. Right. So it's a difference when we're talking about that. See, that's what I'm saying. Lori, like, they got the cars there. So now what we talking about? See what I'm saying? You got to be dealing with that. So that's how you know they really coming, because if they were Lori at all, they close. Okay, Sweet Tea said she was in Palm Beach, Florida, and went to a restaurant that had robots delivering food. Now what we talking about? Now Palm Beach, Florida. See, that's why I want us all in here. That's why I love us all in here. Because my family on this side of the earth will tell my family on this side of the earth what's going on. Or y'all even tell us that y'all went through that first and that it's finna happen. Or it's coming. That's what I love about us here. You see how we get in here and say, oh no, fam, that's going on in Florida. I was there. We seen it. Okay, now we understand. So that will never be a situation where I can't find out. Because even if I don't know, my family here will let me know what's really happening in these areas. So that's why I said moving forward, we going to have to stay tuned in, stay tapped in. We're going to have to make sure we stay proactive together. Because if it goes down in your city and you all the way over there in California, and I'm all the way in the middle, and then my other fam all the way on the other side. Are you serious? You don't think we need to know what's going on before it reach us? I would love for you to tell me what's going on in your city if you all the way that way and the problem's going right through ours to someone of our other family members. We got to speak up and say, hey, this what's going on. They finna pull up. Be ready. Because I do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with you. With family. I do it every time. So ain't no way you can't do that for fam. And I do it for you every day. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Yeah. So we have to understand, we have to get ahead of this. We got to make sure we understand what's going on and never be scared to open up your mouth and ask what is happening. Because the day and age we living in, nobody's asking no questions, but everything is changing and everything is getting out of hand. But nobody's asking why or who and when or what's going to go on or where we headed to. And that is very shocking to me. People just living their life like it ain't nothing and everything going to go back regular. Oh, no, not this time. Oh, no. That government coming back on. That government turned back on. When the government turned back on, trust me, something going to be full-fledged different. You understand me? When the government turned back on, something going to be full-fledged different that you either didn't know about or you ain't seen yet. As always, family, you know what the level is. I'm telling it like it is. They're going to make sure I keep telling it Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with me, my fam. Understand it here at No Filters. We look for the headline and we ain't tripping because we know we read in between the lines. We here to enlighten bringing light to darkness, and understand that at the end of the day, if it walk like her and if it talk like her, you better tell family and her what it is. I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all taking time out to take your time with me to listen, learn, understand, and even let me know what I don't know. Let me know what I should know. Let me know what I want to know so I can make sure we all know what to do, family, when the time calls. You need to know when you pull up, always, family, get you something to eat, get you something to drink, and get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because at the end of the day, fam, I'm here, my family here, and you definitely in here with your boy, Dilla T, and my family. Here, no filters. As always, you all be safe, have a good evening, and it's love. Till next time, family. Good night.